We are Josiah and Sarah Beth Britton.
We will have been married for 8 years next month, and we are here to share just a little bit about our journey of infertility, our journey of adoption, and what God's been doing in our life, and certainly within the past week. But in 2015, we began the adoption journey, and we had our first failed adoption in the summer of 16, and then that occurred again in September of 2016, and that occurred again in December of 2016. And then we chose to do one last leap of faith and travel across the country for the 5th time to get a daughter that was relinquished into our care on February the 20th.
When we brought Quinn home in February, it was one of the most joyous times of our lives. I mean, after losing 3 babies, 4 counting the miscarriage, we thought this was it. We brought her home to a full nursery and loving family, and we're proud to show her off to everybody, and had professional photos taken of her, and we were joyous. And it reminds us of the scripture we had on our t-shirts in Samuel: for this child we have prayed, and we even have that hanging on the wall in our nursery.
Probably some of my favorite moments was Quinn was a smiler. She loved to smile, but nobody could get her to smile as quick as I could. So she really would smile a lot with me, and those are some of my favorite moments. And being able to push her around Target, or to be able to, just be a mom was amazing to me, and I was very, very proud.
And it was joyous until April 12th, when we got that phone call saying, hey, the birth father wants to father. And at that point, we had to fight fear and doubt. And at that point in your life, when you're in those moments, you realize how little control you have over anything. Whenever we were called to go out to court June 20th in Las Vegas, we just had faith in God that this was going to work out. I mean, this was meant to be. I mean, after 3 fails and miscarriage, I mean, why would He do it a 4th time or a 5th time, with the miscarriage? And so, whenever we were waiting for our attorney and our social worker to come out of the courtroom, they came back into the room we were waiting at, and they told us at that point the judge had ordered Quinn to be given back into the birth father's custody as soon as possible, and that it was going to be indefinitely. And at that point, I think we realized, we've lost her. We've lost one more baby.
Again, we weren't really talking much, and I knew that by the time I got off the plane, I had to make a choice to remember that He's still good, or question His goodness. And that's a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous territory. And so we walked to where Quinn was with my brother and my sister-in-law, who had kept Quinn while we were on the trip. I was probably barely breathing. So we took her into a private bathroom in the Nashville airport. And while she was smiling and laughing, I just thought about, what's going to come of her life, and why are we having to give her back? And I picked her up and I held her close to my chest, and we told her that we loved her, and we kissed her, and we prayed for her, and promised her that we would always pray for her. And I told her that she would be the most prayed for baby ever. And we walked back. And we handed her.
So I think the common question is, why did a loving God allow this to happen to a couple that wanted to bring their daughter up to know Him and to spread the gospel? You know, how could a loving God do this? But we know that God is loving and God is in control, and you have to draw closer to Him. And we drew closer to Him during those months, and we feel closer to God than as a couple and individually than we've ever felt in our lives. And if that's what it took, all this suffering, then, you know, to God be the glory.